What's up guys, I'm Shane Peterson and welcome back to another episode of Off the Rip. We're going to be talking about Birmingham Supercross. It was a night of back-to-back winners, so let's get into it. So there were some riders getting caught in the danger zone in Birmingham.
The danger zone, baby!
Starting off the night, Haiden Deegan and Seth Hammaker get tangled up on the start in their heat race. And then Cameron McAdoo tags Romano at the end of the rhythm section, causing him to do a Larry loop out. My boy Ty Masterpool found out that tough blocks aren't your friend, and they caused him to hit a mean faceplant in his heat race. Swole got revenge on Hymus by punting him out of the rut in the main event. Danger Boy Deegan sends Cody Shock to the danger zone on the last lap, last corner in the main event. Reports say that Shock actually broke his collarbone from the impact from Deegan, so that's pretty gnarly. Speaking of impacts, Cooper Webb ran it in on Jett Lawrence in the heat race, and then he plowed the Monster Energy Girl in the main event. Hey, yo! And no, that is not what they mean when they say to nail a Monster Girl. Well, none of my picks were right this round. I didn't get any right, so I'm gonna shamelessly just run through these real fast on why I picked them, and we'll talk a little bit about the 450 class. So my first pick was Eli Tomac. Sad to see, but this was a very important race for Eli because, just to rebound from Daytona, to also stop Jett from getting ahead in the points lead. This is why I thought he was going to win. It was very important for him to get a win, very important to make a statement that he's still in the championship. But he did not. He got a bad start, and we saw it on the broadcast, we saw it all day, that it was very hard to pass on that Birmingham racetrack. So I think it's safe to say, and sadly to say, because we wanted to see Tomac, come back and go after that championship. Not that he's, completely out, but it would take a miracle, for something to happen to Jett Lawrence or to Cooper Webb, and for Tomac to just, completely go on a winning streak. Jett has just been so good this entire time, so I don't see that happening. So second place, I put Chase Sexton. I put him there in second because he's in the same situation as Eli Tomac. He really needed to make up points this race. He really needed to stop the bleeding, stop Jett from just, making a bigger points lead. Third place, I put Jett Lawrence, and I know it's odd to put him in third. I thought he could have tried to, force a win where it would make him make a mistake because he just wanted to win so bad. But according to him, that's not the new Jett, that was the old Jett. So he's just mentally stronger, I guess, won't make those silly mistakes, seems more focused. So we're seeing it, people. We're seeing the legacy start. We're seeing a new era. We're seeing a new era of dominance from Jett Lawrence. He is the guy. While watching the race, I was like, damn, man, this is crazy. This is like how McGrath was. This is how, when Ricky Carmichael came into the 250 class, or the premier class, and now we're seeing it with Jett Lawrence. And I feel like nobody's going to be able to touch Jett for quite some time. It's going to take some years, so he's going to go on and pretty much championship after championship. So it's going to be the Jett Lawrence show in the 450 class for a while. My fourth place pick was Cooper Webb, and now that I'm thinking about it, stupid to put him for fourth because he's a great rider when the track is technical, when the track is rutted. We've seen it in past seasons. He just steps up when the track is just rutted. I don't know why, it just suits his style, I guess. But for this race, I thought he was going to do worse than how he actually did. And also because those two guys, Tomac and Sexton, needed to get, a first or second, and so Webb would maybe not have the pace or, whatever it might be, like how it was in Daytona, where they just kind of were up there in their own little world. But no, man, he kept Jett at bay the whole entire race. You know, I think he had a good ride. He said that you really couldn't push it. There was a fine line of pushing it. You know, in that press conference, Webb subtly said that it's just trying to chase Jett. And like I said last week, and the tone has changed. That is the tone. That's what all the riders are thinking. It's like, we have to stop Jett. Just how it was in motocross, now it's in Supercross. We also saw in the heat race that Cooper Webb ran it in on Jett, and Coop said that he overjumped and it was like a my bad type of thing. For me to embellish the story, make it a little bit juicier, I think it was also to send a message to Jett, and that message is whenever I'm behind you, I'm gonna race you hard. I'm not afraid to take you out. And that's what Webb kind of has, that stigma behind, you know, when he gets behind somebody, they just seem to like fall apart. So he's probably trying to test Jett's mental and let him know like, hey, you should fall apart as well. But no, man, Jett's just too solid. He knows the game. You know, he knows Cooper Webb's game. He said in the press conference that he knows that Webb is lethal and at the end of the race. And so it feels like Jett has pretty much everyone figured out in the 450 class. He knows that he has to sprint in the beginning, maintain his speed, or maintain the gap. And then at the very end, if you have a rider like Cooper Webb, he'll try to strike, or these other guys will just try to make a last 2 minute, 3 minute push at the very end and try to run you down, maybe cause you to make a mistake, and that's it. So maybe this new Jett has it all figured out, knows what these guys are gonna do. He did say that, he's mentally stronger, and he just figured something out. So that's not good for the rest of the 450 guys, especially with somebody this young. It takes a while for these guys to have this type of maturity, have this type of, racecraft, but Jett has it, man. That's why he's a phenom, and, he's winning. That's plain and simple. 5th place, I put Ken Roczen. He rides really well in the ruts. He's a great technical rider as well. He actually did better than what I thought he was going to do. I just thought his pace was just a little bit off of the other competitors, but no, he got a podium, and so he shows that he can still get on the box. And then wild card, my 14th place pick was Shane McElrath, and it ended up not being Shane McElrath. It was Benny Bloss again. He's 2 for 2. He's a back-to-back wild card winner. So we had a back-to-back winners in the 250 class, 450 class, and the wild card. So next week in Indianapolis, I might just put him for 8th place. That's the wild card pick. He might go 3 for 3. We don't know. But anyway, let's move on to the 250 class. All right, so in that 250 East Coast, we're starting to see the cream rise to the top. Some of the guys are dropping back in the points, while others are still staying tight. So going off that, Tom Vialle becomes a 2-time winner this season. He's really showing that he has the pace to be able to lead races, to be able to win. So if he can stay consistent and just kind of put himself on the podium every single weekend, he can very well win this championship. But we have a hungry Cameron McAdoo right behind him, who's just 1 point away. He wants this championship. He's finished 2nd the past season, so you can tell that this dude is hungry and that he wants a championship as well. However, on the other side, Deegan just had one of those races. It was a bad race for him. The whole day just kind of started off bad. He didn't qualify that well. He was just off. He actually went off the track in practice. He got a bad start in the heat race when he got tangled up with Hammaker. So from then he went to the LCQ, and the LCQ gave him a bad gate position for the main. And the main gets a bad start, goes off the track, and then cuts. Well, he kind of gained an advantage by not hitting the triple. Supposedly he just passed other riders that were maybe hitting the triple or hitting the double, my bad. So the AMA docked him 2 points. They didn't like that. So he was just in the back of the pack pretty much the entire night. Eventually gets to 7th and, you know, punted Cody Schock out of the 7th place position. And just to touch on that, I feel like he's getting a lot of heat for it. You know, a lot of the haters or Cody Schock fans are like, oh man, that was way too aggressive, no need to, very entitled. Cody Schock even said, did I leave the door open? Yes. Did I know it was gonna come? Yes. So it just makes you think, why the heck didn't you just close the door, you know, and not let this happen? So anyway, I don't think it was a dirty move. In the big picture, every little point counts. And so even if it's for 7th place, yes, you know, why am I gonna, he's already 10 points down. If it comes down to the wire, he's gonna wish he made that pass for 7th, right? So I don't think it was a bad pass on his part. If it was me in that situation, I would do the same thing. If it was for 14th place, you know, it doesn't matter. A racer is a racer. It just shows you the kid's hungry. And so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But with that said, I think now in this 250 class in the East Coast, it's going to come down to the wire. And why I say that is because Tom Vialle does not want to get rid of this championship. He doesn't want to lose it. I mean, he's very close. He can see the championship trophy in his sights, but then you have a hungry Cameron McAdoo right behind him that's like, dude, I want to get it. I want that. So these guys are going to send it. Vialle's going to send it. McAdoo's going to send it. Deegan's going to send it. He's 10 points down, so he definitely wants to make up points. So we're just going to see these guys just start sending it. It's going to be awesome racing in the 250 class and the 450 class. So we're going to see how everything falls and shapes out. But anything can happen in this championship, and we've seen it this season. So we'll just have to see it all shake down in Indianapolis next weekend, see what storylines come out of that, see who's in the points lead, and see if Jett can maybe extend the points lead, see if Vialle can extend the points lead, or will there be a new red play holder? We don't know, and that's what makes it exciting to watch every weekend. So I'll see you guys next weekend and talk about Indianapolis. Peace.